Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa. Welcome to my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. And I welcome you here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon in the Midwest. I am in the Kansas City area, and I am here, and I am also worldwide on the A1R network. So today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about creating the life of your dreams. And, we hear a lot of people talk about that. And everyone has their opinions. Some people are skeptical. Some people think life just happens to them and things don't happen for them. And that's a very key difference. You really want to think about how life gets to work for you. And I come to you with this knowledge, with this belief system. And I was taught this belief system as a child. I was educated and schooled in the Unity Church network. And Unity Church is not your typical religious type of church. It is based on the Bible, but in Unity, everything's viewed metaphysically, meaning beyond the physical. There are worlds beyond the physical that we do not see with our eyes, but they do exist. And there are many other people that I studied as well over the years as my development grew in the spirituality path that I chose for myself. I studied Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce was a person known as the sleeping prophet. And Edgar Cayce would actually lay down on a sofa and connect with the other worlds and give guidance, medical insight. He would talk about past lives of people. He would talk about other times and places like ancient Egypt and India. He talked about the life of Jesus. He talked about how people lived and came back and live again. And so Edgar Cayce is a very fascinating person. You might want to look him up. There are lots of books about Edgar Cayce. Now, he said, the mind is a builder. Okay, so what that means is what you think you are building in your world around you, and it comes out into the physical, and that's how it works. Okay, the mind is a builder, so your imagination is a key component to you building your new worlds. All right, there are plenty of other folks who were instrumental to creating their own reality, and I've learned from many of them. One person that I've been studying and have studied in the past, his name is Neville Goddard, Nevillegoddard. Go ahead and write that down because you want to research him. He's really fascinating. There's lots of free YouTube videos with his lectures. He was a man who lived in the mid-1900s. So the popularity of his teachings were around the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. He passed away in 1972. What's interesting about Neville Goddard is that he was not born a wealthy person. He was born on an island and ultimately moved to America. And when he speaks in his lectures, he talks about his life journey and how he used the power of his mind to get to where he was. And he has some very interesting stories about experiences he had and how, although it looked like it wasn't going to work for him, when he thought that maybe all hope was lost, he would continue to have the thought of what he wanted in the forefront of his mind, and as long as he held that thought, what he wanted came to pass. And that's the fascinating thing about Neville Goddard is he teaches a step-by-step method to getting what you want out of life. Now, as a person who works with people all the time, I work in a healing profession. I'm a Reiki healer, so I do work with the energy side of things. Once I work with people and they feel good after the session, they want to continue to feel good. So I'm always giving them tips and tools that will help them stay in that positive kind of feeling of being whole and what they can do to help themselves. And some of the tips I give them might be derived from the teachings of Neville Goddard. And so I just want to share with you a little bit of Neville Goddard's teachings. And these are some tools you can use. And I would suggest that you write them down because they're really simple, but they're very helpful. And if you put them into practice every single day, you'll see your life start to shift and grow. So Neville Goddard, like I said, was a prosperity and manifesting teacher. And he was taught by a mysterious figure that he talks about named Abdullah. Okay, and Abdullah taught him the secrets of creation. And I'm not making this up. This really happened. Okay, so one of the techniques that Neville Goddard liked to teach people was something called I remember when. So the technique that he used for I remember when is use this technique when you move into a new state, when you want something brand new. Imagine from your wish fulfilled. So think about what you want and what it is that you wish for, okay? And I want you to remember it like it happened yesterday, all right? I remember when I had that old Toyota, for example, and now I have this new one. All right, so that's a technique. I remember when. Okay, second technique is the congratulations method. All right, a congratulation is when you do something for somebody and they say, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So paint a congratulatory scene from another you to you. So in other words, say, congratulations to yourself in the future. Congratulations for winning the lottery, for example. Congratulations for making an A on the test. Congratulations to yourself for buying that new car and being approved for that. Okay, so that's the congratulations technique. Okay, the next technique is the fast forward technique. All right, so we're moving forward in time to desire your wish fulfilled, to experience that. Okay, so in the morning, like when you wake up, fast forward to bedtime, all right, and experience the great day that you just had with specific details. So move through this day and think about all the good things that are happening to you. It's really like setting your intentions, and it's putting it in an affirmative statement, okay? You're visualizing it, you're feeling it, and you're allowing it to flow. All right, so that would be the fast forward technique. You can do that for fast forwarding 5 years, fast forwarding 6 months, fast forwarding 1 month or a week. Just see what you want. And then fast forward to that time and think of all the good things that happen along the way. Okay, the next thing you want to practice, and it's called the eavesdropping technique. All right, so you know when you hear someone speaking and they're talking about something that was really good that happened to them, and you think, ooh, wow, that would be cool if it happened to me. Well, try this and imagine your own self hearing the information about you. So imagine hearing or overhearing two people talking, discussing something that was wonderful that happened to you. And so they might say, well, look how amazing she looks. I can't believe she lost all that weight. Or look at her beautiful new home. Wow, she really is doing great with her business. So do you understand? You're imagining people talking about you in the most positive, wonderful way. And that will help you visualize and imagine and create what you want. Okay, here's another one. This one is called, Isn't It Wonderful? Thank You. Okay, that's a technique. So when a desire comes upon you, like you really want something like a new outfit, for example. So when you have that desire, say, isn't it wonderful? Thank you, like you already have it, okay? This implies that your wish has been fulfilled. So try that with anything, really. And you come upon, I don't know, it doesn't have to be even a new dress. It can be getting into the class you want, or it can be getting the job you want. It can be getting a new car. So you want to say, isn't it wonderful? Thank you when you have that desire. Okay, next one is the golden rule. And everyone knows about the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so this golden rule is about visualizing yourself out here. So here you are right here, sitting here like me, and I see myself in other people. Okay, I see myself in other people because they are me pushed out. All right, that's a little confusing, I know. But if you start expecting that what you are thinking, imagining, remembering even, is parts of you pushed out, those people around you are going to reflect you. Okay? So what you want to do is imagine, let's say you're dealing with people who are not very cooperative, all right? Instead of you being the same way they are, all right, start being overly cooperative with them. Start imagining them being cooperative with you. Start visualizing them being so kind and so nice and so polite to you that you can hardly believe how wonderful they are. And what that's going to do, that's going to shift your energy, and you're going to start pulling that from them. And you're going to see yourself, what you feel as working really well, as being cooperative, reflected in other people. This happens to me all the time, okay? When I'm in a circumstance and people are being crabby, or they're being not happy or negative. Now, I'm not trying to change them. I'm trying to look at myself pushed out. So I will start visualizing them being so nice to me, so wonderful, that they just want to do anything in the world for me. And you know what happens? They shift their energy and they start acting that way. So really believe it in your heart, okay? Now, the next one I want to talk to you about is how did I? That's a technique. How did I? All right? So what you want to do is when you have your wish, you want to say to yourself, how did I become so successful at believing this wish, this desire? Okay? So when you ask how, you're putting this in the past tense, this desire, like it's already happened. And so you're thinking from a finished standpoint. You're thinking from the very end. So you are not looking for how it got done. You're looking for the experience of it happening, all right? So how did I means you're going to be pulling that experience through to the very end. So you're imagining this complete experience, not just the beginning of it, not just the desire. Okay, so one more thing. The world and everything in it is created by you. In your world, it's created by you. And so what you assume is true is true. All right? I know that sounds just so simple, but that makes up your energetic field. That makes up the energy of you, and that's what you're going to attract. So you can keep refining what you assume is true. If you don't like something that's in your world, if you don't like something about yourself, like, why do I always get scared when I stop at an intersection? Well, maybe I get scared because I think someone's going to run through the light and hit me on the side of my car. All right? Some people think that. Why? Maybe because it happened to them in the past. So that's something you assume is true. Does it have to be true? No. You get to decide differently. So you start deciding that that no longer is true in your life, and you replace it with a new feeling. Your new feeling is, I always get to be safe. I always get to have things happen for me for my highest good at all times. So you're assuming something new. You're replacing what you thought in the past with something new. Okay, so I want you to just think about those things, those techniques and those tips, and think about how you can work them into your life every single day. So when you have a desire, you act as if it's already happened. You act as if you're assuming it's true, all right? Because it's about your belief. The world around you is you pushed out, okay? It's you reflected in other people, it's you reflected in your environment. And so, as challenging as that is for some people to believe, I want you to understand that what I'm telling you is something that's been taught by the ancients. And this type of technique has been taught for years, for thousands of years. However, it's just recently that people started understanding the art of prosperity and manifesting again. So you get a lot of people talking about it. Not everyone knows how to do it. Look up Neville Goddard, look up Edgar Cayce, and decide what gets to be true for you in your life. Okay, thanks so much. So I do have a caller, and I have Alyssa in Aiken, South Carolina. Alyssa, hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Can you hear me?
What's going on? I can hear you, yes.
Okay, I just need to know, there's something going on between me and my husband. There's not a spark there anymore
In your relationship?
in my marriage.
In your marriage? Okay. And so you're noticing that there's not a spark. You feel like there's something else going on?
No, we're like just sitting. I don't know if there's something with me or if it's with him, if there's a problem.
Have you talked about it?
We've tried to talk about it. It just turns into an argument.
An argument. Okay, I see. So there may be some blame there, like one person thinks, like your partner thinks that you may be assigning blame.
I don't know. I'm normally the one that starts the argument.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. So it's really easy to feel upset and angry when you don't have the answers, and you want to control what's happening. All right. So let me draw a couple cards and see what is going on here. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me take a look.
Okay.
Is there something going on also financially in your relationship?
I mean, everything's pretty set right now.
Repeat that, please.
I mean, everything's really set right now. Everything's going okay right now, financially.
Okay. I feel like there's. Okay, so it feels like there are some issues going on where you need to actually sit down and reach out to somebody else to almost be a mediator between you. Okay. And I know some people don't care for counseling, but it's valuable to find someone who could work with both of you and be a mediator and sit in between you two. Because this is what the message is, to reach out for assistance from others. Okay? Now, when I say others, that doesn't mean it should be a family member, because family members can be swayed or take a side. Okay? Mm-hmm. So if there's someone that you can reach out to that would be like a counselor, either through an insurance plan or even through the church. I don't know if you attend the church, but it may be helpful to have someone sort of be the sounding board where you both can air out what's going on. Because it's so easy to get defensive if you're just with each other. And the more you focus on this not working and the spark not being there, the more it's going to be apparent. It's like connecting with, that's an emotion, okay? You feeling like it's not connected, nothing's, you don't feel the spark, you don't feel that energy of romance or of feeling like you're vibing together. The more you focus on that, the less you're going to feel that. Okay? I think that if you start exhibiting extra kindness to each other, maybe you could start that. Just taking more time to be attentive in the most gracious way. Have you tried that?
Well, not really.
Okay. Do you think you could do that?
We can try, but it's hard to do anything with him because he's gone like 5 days a week. He works out of town.
Okay. Okay. So then you have that disconnect of him not being there, and that even makes it more challenging, to keep that connection. So that might be something where you can you can you communicate like through text or over the phone when he's gone?
Yeah, we talk on the phone, FaceTime, text, all of that.
Okay. Okay. So you might want to even start. So this is what I'm feeling also, that you're worrying like almost too much. Like it's the worst case scenario worrying, like what's going to happen? How's this going to resolve itself? And this worry is growing out of proportion to what's really going on. Okay? Does it feel like for him, does he feel like he doesn't know what you're talking about? I mean, is that the response you're getting from him?
Sometimes it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because in his mind, I don't feel like he's looking at it as the same way you are. And sometimes men, and I'm not trying to assign a general statement here, but sometimes men don't always see what we see as women. And as women, we're very emotional. We have a lot of emotions flowing through our energy, and we really want to be, we want to feel like we're taken care of. We want to feel like there's a heart connection all the time. Just by the nature of being a man, all right, he's going to have a much different energy. How long have you been together?
We're coming up on our 3-year marriage anniversary.
3 years?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what I feel like. The number that you're coming up on your 3rd year. This 3rd year is going to be one where you can actually start developing roots for your marriage. And so it's going to take you and him to come together and decide your goals for your marriage. All right? Your goals for your relationship and where you want to take it. Have you talked about that? Like where you want to see yourselves in a year or 2 years?
The only thing I try to tell him is we need a different house, and there's nothing wrong with our house. That's all we've been talking about lately.
Okay. All right. So there's the house part. What about something you do together? Do you do something together, like a hobby or an activity or a sport?
Not anymore, we don't.
Okay, what did you used to do?
I mean, we used to just go, our thing would be dinner every other weekend. We'd go have dinner together. We'd go see a movie. It was like a constant thing we used to do. We don't do that anymore at all.
Okay. Okay, so you could take those kinds of things and start doing them again, or you can decide, and I would ask him to have input here. I would ask him to say, to suggest something that you both could do together. Now, when you talk about, you obviously have something in common, right? Because you wouldn't be married, you wouldn't have been attracted to each other in the first place unless you did. So you want to look at what brought you together in the first place, okay? And go back to those feelings. I want you to do that. Go back to those feelings of what you had when you were first attracted to your partner, okay? And think about what those feelings are. And what need did it fulfill for you? You know, what was it about your partner that filled that need? Okay, what about him filled you up? Do you know what that is? Okay, so when we have these relationship issues sometimes, we go through periods where we're not always riding high. Sometimes we have dips, all right? And when you have a dip in a relationship, it doesn't mean it's falling apart. It just means that it's growing, okay? And the opportunity to grow in a relationship comes when you have those dips in a relationship. So I want you to think about when you're feeling like a low ebb there, I want you to start deciding where you're going to look up to come out of that. And in a relationship, you do it together. You don't just do it by yourself, all right? So when you do it together in a relationship, that means you have to talk to each other, and you have to take the time to sit down and have a conversation and look each other in the eye with the television off and with the phone notifications turned off, and really value and honor that discussion. If you're not taking the time to do that, then you're not going to grow that relationship. It's going to become stagnant. It's going to feel like there's no spark. So Alyssa, I hope you can take this information and move forward with your relationship. I'm sure it's going to be fine. The guidance is just not blow things out of proportion. Okay. So I just want to thank everyone today for stopping by. If you'd like to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook at Pure Love Energy by Lisa Short. I'm also on Facebook at Lisa Short in Lenexa, Kansas. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.